So Sony, it seems like you guys finally have something to say, and I am so glad to hear it. So Sony just had their state of play. Instead, you can go over every game I'm excited for. I'm just gonna tell you guys right now. Go and just watch the state of play yourself, or just go watch the clips online. Um, in general, I guess I'll go. I guess I will go over some of the games I'm excited to see. Of course, Beast of Reincarnation actually got the release date here. I think this was especially ironic, considering Xbox just had that developer direct. I think it was last month, and it was like, oh, by the way, no release date for that. But then it's like a month later, it's like, oh, here's the release date of Beast of Reincarnation. But that's cool. I'm excited for that game. And kind of keeping in that same tone, you have a brand new Kena game. Now, Kena, if you don't remember, is Kena Bridge of Spirits. That came out originally, I believe it was right before the PS5 launch. Not 100% sure about that, but I'll check if I'm wrong. But it was one of those games. I think it's an underrated gem. I think a lot of people slept on it, and I think you should absolutely play it because it's one of the best, I guess you would call it, action platformer I have played in a long time, and I love the animation of it. Like, if this studio was making like animation movies, I'd be like, yes, please, just make animated movies. I love what you guys do, and I like how out the gate it's obviously going to be a little bit darker, which is going to be interesting to see. So I'm excited for the next Kena game. I'm going to call it Kena Scars because I don't know how to say that last part of the name. Obviously, they showed off more Marathon. Marathon's coming out pretty soon. But I was kind of shocked, like, they actually announced, like, a kind of a open, beta. I think they called it a weekend, but I think it's, like, actually a little bit longer than a weekend. And I ain't gonna lie, guys. I'm probably gonna end up buying Marathon at this point. And the reason why I say that is because I kind of think this game actually looks pretty good. I think we got a bad batch when we first, got introduced to this game. Because I think now they've kind of turned the tide on it. And I am very interested in this game. Also, I like the fact they had little, charms for PlayStation characters. Always appreciate little stuff like that. I'll spend $40 on a charm for a gun for a game I'm kind of interested in. Anyway, my money, right? They also now showed more Soros. I also thought Soros was going to get its own state of play, to be honest. But I guess it's not, which that's fine. It's not really that big of a game, but it's still big enough where it got people's, it's obviously some people's most anticipated game, maybe. But Soros to me looks really good. I actually like the fact that he gave us more details on the pre-order bonus stuff. Guess what? Some God of War look-alike armor. Hell yeah, I'm buying that day one. Regardless, because again, it's a PlayStation title, and surprise, I support PlayStation games. And then, of course, they had this 4-loop game they've been working on with Bad Robot, which actually looks pretty interesting. I was in a Discord call with Root Eggs, and I think he was live streaming. Go check out Root Eggs. I'll put a link in the description. And Root, was very on this game. He was like, yes, more of this, please. And I was like, yeah, I kind of agree with Root on this one. I'm definitely excited for this. Because it looks fun. Like, in general, I think this was a state of play that had something for everyone. But then we were starting to get close to the end. And I was like, I'm starting to get a little worried that they're not going to have that one more thing moment. Like, to me, like a great showcase or a great, state of play, Nintendo Direct, whatever, it needs to have that one more thing moment. That thing that kind of leaves things off on a high note. Because it started off on a high note with the new Kena game. That's literally the first thing they showed. I was like, okay, what are they going to show? They showed Marvel Token Soul, a release date for it finally. I'm excited for that. I like the fact that we got to see Wolverine. Hell yeah. I didn't know if Wolverine was already announced, but I'm excited for, just to be able to play as Wolverine and kick some butt. Because, yes, I'm going to buy this game too. But then I was like, okay, they got to have that one more thing moment. And they did. And it was God of War related. They announced the God of War original trilogy being remaked, but they didn't show anything from it. All they just did was like an announcement trailer, and that's it. Like, hey, this is, just something that's, we're working on. This is going to be a while. They brought back the original voice actor for Kratos, which is so cool because I was like, hell yeah. Kratos, original voice actor, just is the fucking coolest voice next to the new Kratos, Christopher Judge. Nothing but respect. And then, of course, we had to be like, okay, we got to get that surprise. We got to get that surprise. Because I was like, we kind of already knew about that because it was being leaked a couple times. But then I was like, okay, they're going to do something, right? And right before the show, I'm like, oh yeah, we got one more thing to show you. Stealth dropped a brand new God of War 2D game today. I was like, yes. This immediately puts this state of play in a 10 territory for me. I'm sorry. There was a low point. Yeah, like all these shows, there's always a low point. I always expect, there's I start losing interest. But even those moments where I was losing interest, there were still cool things being announced. Like Metal Gear Solid 4 finally coming off the PS3 and coming to other platforms. Yes, finally, cool. I honestly thought they were going to announce Metal Gear Solid 5 for native PS5 version. Be like, oh, by the way, we have one more thing, because the collection was only 2 games, not 3. But whatever. But then they announced a new Silent Hill game. And I think I heard this new Silent Hill game takes place with the original protagonist from one of the older Silent Hill games. Like, okay, that's cool. Like, just, there was something here for everyone. If you walked away from this PlayStation State of Play, not impressed, and you were just like disinterested in everything, I think you need to check your pulse. I think you need to go check your gaming card, because clearly you're not an actual gamer then. There was something for everyone. And you know what? I have a suspicion. The reason why we got that random drop for Horizon Hunter Gathering is that that was going to be at this State of Play. But because they had so much Konami stuff, because Konami ate up a lot of time, that they were like, okay, we just got to announce this, like, as soon as possible. Or this was going to be that one more thing. And I think Sony knew that would be a very bad way to end the show, because people are kind of divided on that game. But overall, I was happy with the State of Play. I walked away very happy. I just bought the new God of War game. I bought the $40 edition because, you know me, I always got to go extra step. So with all that said, guys, this was a 10 out of 10 State of Play for me. I know this is coming from a Sony pony guy, a guy who's, a diehard PlayStation fan, but I'm telling you, like I said, if you found nothing here you're interested in, I don't know what to tell you. I don't think gaming is for you anymore. I think you just need to go to retro gaming or go collect Pokemon cards or something else. So until next time, guys, this is That PlayStation Gamer sign out. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and all that YouTube other than BS. Bye.